G'day and good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's official coverage of Round 3 in Asrnz's 2022 Season 1 GT3 Series. I'm Davo, and of course, I'm joined again by good bloke and good mate, co-commentator JB. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, thanks, Davo.
Awesome.
Lovely to be here.
It is, and hopefully we're online because things went a little bit haywire last week, and
It did.
I think the stream went down. So as we just continued on and battled through it, with
Oblivious
to it all. That's right.
But we can tell you missed some great action.
Absolutely. Yes, and it's all into the interwebs and never to be seen again. But yeah, look. that aside, it is round 3. We're at Zandvoort, mate, and yeah, what's going on here?
I
think the
right.
boys are actually coming in. We're a little bit late. It's a little bit of a mix-up with some stuff and things.
Yeah, well, look, the sprint round, it's going to be a little bit of a fast-forward action compared to our the enduro we had last round at Nürburgring. So
yes.
What we're looking at here at the lovely sunny Zandvoort is a sprint round. So what these boys have now to deal with now is 6 minutes of qualifying time, and in the 6 minutes, do what they like with the time. They only have one chance to get out there and do a flying lap, so they'll have an out lap to get a bit of space between themselves and another driver, and do a flying lap, and that's it, Davo. Any cuts, your time is wiped and you're straight to the back. So we love these sessions. It's do or die. It's everything's on the line. So
it is, and they are out on track now as we speak, with a very short qualifying, like you said, 1 lap dash.
It is, and 6 minutes. It is short because we've got a minute and a half kind of lap time.
It's a healthy lap, isn't it?
But it's not as long as the Nürburgring lap. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say here, Davo, is these guys don't actually need to rush out and get this, get out straight away. They can wait, because a lot of these cars that do go out early, they bunch up, and it's hard to find track space. And one guy could be quite a bit slower than your lap speed, and you'll catch them, even if they're 4 seconds, gap that you might leave. The field can bunch up, and I'm looking at a track map, and I can see already as they're coming into that final section, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 cars, all so close together.
So close together.
Yeah,
that's right. Look, and we probably should note, because we did see something in late practice, JB, a really, really fast lap time by Glendura in the Bentley, my friend.
Bumped into the 135s, which was pretty quick, but pipped right there at the end of practice session.
Yes.
By Luke Crompton, actually setting tonight's fastest race time there. So
right. There you go.
In the practice session there. So those Bentleys, what you're saying, very quick.
Very
quick.
It was at Zandvoort likes the Bentley, or the Bentley likes Zandvoort. Either way, you just watch these two cars. But yeah, some very quick times in lead-up practice to this qualifying. Who's getting across the... Just noticed Steve Broughton back in the pits, I think.
So whether he's waiting it out or not, but we do see the first of the cars starting to get close to crossing the line. We'll start their flying laps, and Ashley Vedeker with the 136.5 straight away. Luke Crompton taking 5/10 off him. 135 flat.
136 flat.
Flat, and Dewar straight to the top there on a 135.7. So already those Bentleys to the top,
stamping the authority straight away on the race. So we just watched Maxwell Hawkins come through putting himself in 4th position provisionally with a 37. Not bad there from
Brad
Maxwell.
Robinson, a great time too, actually. The 6th place there in the McLaren.
So yeah, nice work, Bradley. We got here Bobby Laycock's over there. Crossland is out on track. Who's closest to the line there? You see
with the car 21 of Mark Mudway is about to complete his lap in the Porsche, and he had a good practice time. Looks like actually he's just starting his run late because he's
okay. McIndoe up on his time.
Some space. I think well up.
And coming up into the final corner. Oh, 3rd position.
Third
nice
position
work
for Nick
from yeah,
the
nice
BMW, the number 10. Great looking car in the green and white. The 99 car there of Josh Vedeker and the Ferrari. No slouch. We know young Josh has always been quick on track.
Final complex of corners coming into this final corner now.
I'd expect to see Josh inside the top 5 quite comfortably. There we go, 4th place with a 1:36.3.
Very nice.
So great time there from Josh.
I think
six tenths off the actual pole sitter.
So we've got Mark and Pete
Mark Mudway and Epsy.
Yes, and Wilton right. Farmer's still out.
The car of Pete Epsy in the Lexus is just ahead of Mark Mudway, and like you said, Dave, entering that final complex. Coming around, Steve Wilton really leaving it late. What can these guys do at the dying stages of quali here? The time is into overtime. 14th for Pete.
Mudgy into 5th. Nice work from Mudgy.
36.3 for Mark Mudway. Just bumping ahead of Ash there. And what is Farmer going to do, Davo?
Will he make it?
Well, he's got a minute 26 to get across the line, so I'm sure he's going to get this done.
Here we go. It want to be worth it, and it is a 7th position. Puts himself in the top 10. Nice work, Farmer. 1 for the comms box there, and also from Glenn.
Yes, putting it on pole.
Absolutely.
So what do we have, Davo? Glendura on pole, 1:35.7. Only car in the 35s. 2nd place on the front row, sharing it with the other Bentley, Luke Crompton. And the number 2.
Nice work from the boys there. Sister cars, obviously.
2nd row going to Nick Mickindo in the BMW and Josh Vedeker in the Ferrari. 3rd row and 5th, Mark Mudway, sharing that with Ashley Vedeker. Steve Wilton and Maxwell Hawkins one row back. Jake Keller and Steve Crossland, 2 podium getters from the Nürburg last round, both actually carrying ballast this round here too,
in the current weight
inside that top 10
for sure, yeah. And from there down, Brad Robinson 11th, Gunther Rowe 12th. Again, some of these guys would no doubt be carrying weight, a bit of BOP weight. Craig Stoneley in 13th, Aaron Enright 14th, Nick Davison 15th, Pete Apsey 16th, Mike King, Vaughan Martin, Brandon Rolfe, Mule, Bobby Laycock, and Warren Powell rounding out the 22 tonight.
Good numbers tonight, Davo.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Big field again here at Asrnz. It's awesome to see everyone here. And just noting also some really big names out. The likes of Aztec not here. Tom Satherley, Jackson, and Steve-O. We've heard with a bit of an injury, nearly falling to his death off a bulldozer, we hear.
Apparently.
The story is true, I do hear, and we're thinking of you, Steve-O, and it's a shame you're not here on grid tonight.
Yeah,
However,
definitely well busted up with his arm in plaster on one side at least.
And Dave, I'd just like to just send a bit of a shout out here and all the thoughts, you know, from Asrnz to all the people affected by the floods in Queensland. You know, huge devastation over there with that. So yourself from Brisbane, that's you know, we're thinking of you guys.
Yeah, thanks, JB. And I know you guys have had a few messages throughout the week. And look, there's a few of us in Queensland here: Damien Jones, Ash, and Josh Vertigo, and you know, look, it's just been a bit crazy over here at the moment. But look, that aside, we all put that aside for Thursday nights, of course.
And we're here in the sunny Zandvoort.
We're here in
what
sunny
do we know?
Zandvoort.
A 4.2 kilometre track, 14 turns, huge cambered banked bends around here.
Yeah, crazy thing.
Great straight that leads into a great passing opportunity at turn 1. We know the front left here will just superheat with all these cambered corners. Fast laps, we see what, 135s, Formula 1 cars doing 1 minute 11s.
Yeah, 1 minute 11.
That's,
Jesus.
You know, we know this track has in real times taken some big changes to turns. What was it? The final turn there was huge embankment, and also turn 3. So yeah, awesome banking on around this track.
Was it more banking on 3? It was definitely more banking on 14 in that final turn, but I think it was a little bit of both. So,
and those of you that don't know where Zandvoort is, it is in the Netherlands.
Who would have thunk it? Anyway,
that's aside, Davo. We've got a race on our hands.
We do have a race on our hands. What is it? It's round 3. The points were up earlier. How much time we got? 13 seconds. Probably not enough time to look back at it. But we're just about to go to our formation lap. 2 seconds. 1. And the boys will start to get away.
And this is a tense moment for a lot of these guys as they load into this race format where they've gone from, you know, what would be a qualifying setup with low fuel to a completely different race setup. They want to take their time and get that stuff right. Have they got enough fuel? Have they picked the right set of tyres that aren't worn or used? They do have 10 sets of tyres for this weekend. They will use pretty much all of those throughout quali 2 races. Their practice sessions. So this formation lap gives them that chance to get a lot of those boxes unticked, whether or not they're going to take tyres or not. It is a compulsory pit stop for this race. They don't need to take or change tyres. However, they do need to take a minimum fuel drop of 1 litre of fuel. So that's going to spice it up when they have to come in and do that. We've seen the pit stops trip these guys up throughout the first 2 rounds, Davo.
Yes, we have, JB. We knew it was going to be an interesting season for pit stops, but look, pit stops never fail to deliver anyway, really. But yeah, it's definitely. How many pit stop practices do you reckon we saw in late practice this afternoon?
A lot. I think it was hard to watch the cars getting their times down on track because a lot of them were just firing straight into the pits.
Yeah, so, there was a lot. There was bugger all times going on, eh?
Yeah. And this is a tricky pit actually here at Zandvoort. So after they enter that final fast sweeping right-hander, like we talked about, a big banking there, and that leads onto that big straight. As you pull off to that pit entry there, it's a very quick enter to your right, and that pit board is there so quick. So you've got to really pull that car up so quickly to get down to that 50 k's. And I'm thinking a few of these guys will trip up on that tonight.
Oh, so easily done. And look, that's not the only thing that can go wrong in a pit stop, and that's just one extra thing that can go wrong in a pit stop. So these guys, look, I'm glad these guys can't hear you talking at the moment because that would make them even more bloody nervous. So,
so what we see these guys doing now is they're just forming up side by side, and they're going to make sure they maintain just a nice gap to the car, and be respectful of the position that they earned in qualifying, not to be ahead of the other car that they qualified behind. And they're going to a rolling start here, Davo, and this is going to be great.
Very tight formation at the moment.
Stewart and Luke Crompton on pole, turn 1. What's going to happen?
Okay, he's got the bigger brain fills. Nice work from Nick McIntyre actually, straight up, and we've got Josh Rediger with Mudgee just giving him a bit of a squeeze in the Ferrari. Looking back there.
Oh no, we see a bit of an incident there with Farmer and Ashley, actually just
escalates.
And it's really bunched that whole pack up.
It has bunched that pack up. We might go back and have a look at that. I'm not sure where this started. It looks like it might have started a little bit further forward than where we are actually looking at the moment. Let's watch it from here on the helicam. It's these guys at Stoneley there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's Ash Rediger.
And that lap over that the cars get, it's just unfortunate when that happens. Especially that lap 1 stuff.
Definitely. Look like Wilton may have even been involved. Not sure on that. Quite possibly. Let's go back up the pointy end. The lap's not finished yet. The boys, as we expected, Glenn Dewar commands the race. Right, lap 1. This is round 3 at Zandvoort. Asrnz 2022 season. Nick McIntyre, 3rd position behind Luke Crompton. Sister Carter, Glenn Dewar's car. We've got Josh Rediger. 4th position. Mudgee in the Porsche. We've got a few different marks there, haven't we, in that top few cars there, JB? Maxwell Hawkins.
Yes, we do. Maxwell Hawkins is a solid 6th place there in that other BMW there.
Yes.
Jake McCallum and Steve Crosland back in 7th and 8th. I don't know if, this is not just suiting the Lexus, this track, or is this a byproduct of that BOP that they're carrying on these cars? Is that just hurting them that little bit more, Davo?
Yeah, you wonder, don't you? And look, we just pick up on Craig Stoneley, who's in 9th, because after Stoneley there is a huge gap back to Nick Davison back in 10th.
Right. That's a result of that little incident there between the car of Wilton and Ashley there.
So a little gaggle of Lexi just in behind that before we get to, I think it is Mike King in one of the McLarens in 13. Vaughan, Brendan, Mule, Aaron, Warren, but the big names that went back, we've got Bobby Laycock, and then we've got Brad Robinson, 1. Steve Wilton went back, and Ashley Rediger in the pits as we speak. Bonnet's up, not looking good. We'll get back up the pointy end. Look at Glenn O.
Unfortunate for those 2 guys, maybe, suffering that damage there, but
just rolling into the pits though, and these guys are coming across the line. Tough thing to come back from there, JB.
Yeah, that's right, Davo, and these things do happen, and we did talk about turn 1 being that place where it's a great passing opportunity, but when the field's bunched up like that, and sometimes that bunch of cars is just, it's such a narrow track too, and it is.
So hard to pass.
Being two by two just
does not work.
Does not work, and unfortunately, that's the price you pay when that stuff kind of happens. And easy to get caught out sometimes, no fault of anyone's, but that's just the nature of this track.
For sure. As we just look out of the back of Maxwell's car at Jake McKellar, putting a little bit of heat on in the Lexi.
Yes, and Jake McKellar, we know he's had great success over the first 2 rounds there with two solid wins for round one, and then bagging a podium with third place. So he's been carrying ballast so far the whole way through. Healthy points lead, we must add. We did miss a bit of the points, like you said at the start, but we can tell you Jake McKellar is the championship leader at the moment with 150 points, a good solid like 20 odd points, actually 19 points ahead of Nick Mickendo in third place in the championship, followed by Gunter in third. So, you know, these guys, unfortunately, just noticing, to be honest, Gunter back a little bit there in 12th.
Yeah, and putting a little bit of pressure on Pete Apsey. Who's that going in behind? Is that Mike? No, there's a few coming in right now as we speak. So Vaughan, no, Gunther is one in the pits. Steve Wilton in the pits.
And that's I'm just noticing, these guys that are in the pits will be just probably fixing damage, because the pit window actually is officially not even open yet. Normally we see that pit window open a bit early, but this time around it's looking, the pit window is still not open. So these guys
clearly.
Oh, no, sorry, I'm mistaken, viewers. The pit window actually is open, and we do have 19 minutes to go. So that is why actually they have ducked in there.
Yeah. So Wilton still in the pits. Doesn't look like he's coming out.
No, he's serving a long stop.
Pop back up the front there, and the top three with a fairly even spread between the three cars. Without a mistake, I can't see these guys really changing anything up. Gap back to Luke Crompton's comfortable, as is the gap back to McIntyre, and also back to Josh Vediger. Mind you, Josh may get a bit of heat from Mark in the Porsche. But
yeah, Mark Mudray flying that Porsche flag high
nicely
there actually, and you know, he's gonna, looks like, yeah, you're right there, Davo. He's gonna apply that pressure to Josh, and that's gonna be a good race to watch that unfold, because we know Josh is a standout racer, and Mark Mudray also himself.
For sure. But we have also Steve Crossland with Stoneley giving pressure. And we got the Warren Powell and Bob Lake battle. Aaron Enright was in that mix as well, so that was a bit of a three-way going on there. I think where it's all happening, this Stoneley, Steve Crossland, Nick Davison, Pete Apsey, look at it, it's all starting to blend in.
They are so bunched up. There's a whole lot of cars, and they're all looking for the same piece of real estate. And how all these guys, they'll have slightly different driving styles, and you know, did they get the pressures right? Did you hit that apex? You know, and the way their lines are. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. You know, the guys just settle into their rhythms here and keep the pressure on each other, Davo.
So as we just look out of the front of Apsey's car, helmet cam.
And isn't that a great view?
Awesome. Gives you a good read of what's going on there. Plenty of wheel work. See the dash. So
this Lexus is a great sounding car, isn't it?
It is. It's got a very nice revvy motor, nice V8.
Big stop there into one.
From both of them there, mind you. Might just jump onto the front of Jake McKellar's car as he picks up on the back of Maxwell Hawkins' BMW.
Max doing a good job actually to be holding off the championship leader here in that BMW, and you know, I can't help but think, you know, Jake's probably carrying good form at the moment with some good pace. Maybe could Maxwell just be holding him up that little bit here, and look, there's
Oh,
You've got to, it's one thing, you know, catching a car and getting past is another thing, Davo. So it's about reading those, you know, where your pace is on that other driver and being able to set them up and get a run.
For sure, for sure. And I just think I saw Craig Stoneley drop down through the pack there, a little bit of a faux pas. Didn't quite catch it on the camera. But yeah, this Jake McKellar battle really does go all the way. Oh, who's that? That is Mudgee coming into the pits. We got another one. Might be.
Also got Jake as well coming into the pits as he's had enough.
McKellar.
Like we just said, he was caught up on the back of another car.
Yep.
And this is race.
This is
craft
clever.
At its best.
This is clever.
Smart stuff. Is like you do have to serve a compulsory pit stop, and how you do it and the side that split window is up to you. But if you're being held up, you get out of there pretty quick.
And hope you nail that pit stop because you will get that gain. And he very quick, super quick from both of them actually. Mudgee's out, McKellar's out. Wow.
Yeah, and Mudgee rejoining is so close.
Tidy stops. Oh, Mudgee right in the thick of it.
He's cleared that car there of, looks like it might have been Mule.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep the viewers updated with what's going up the front there, Davo. Those two Bentleys of Team Encouragement, Glenn Dewar and Luke Crompton running 1 and 2. They are trading almost identical lap times. Now I've got to say, the quickest car, Luke Crompton in second with a 135.7. Their last laps, they are the only guys there in the 135s at this stage of the race. So no surprises they will check out.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm actually seeing the car of Steve Wilton not far ahead of those leaders too. So Farmer just carrying a bit of damage in that early stuff and almost looking like he could go a lap down, but you know he has served his stop too. So whereas the leaders haven't.
They haven't. So just watch that space a little there. And although, geez, we've seen some quick pit stops, haven't we? So
Maxwell Hawkins out of the pits too.
I know these guys have practiced. It'll be interesting to see.
Wow, that's a super close rejoin with Maxwell Hawkins and Mark Mudgee.
Okay,
down at turn 1.
Replay on that as we just see Maxwell roll into the pits. Watch this pit stop. Super quick.
These guys are just in on the jacks. Up, down,
Here
one splash thing, no tyres, and as they come out, they're going to lead into this turn 1, and it is so close there as Mudgee just comes around the outside of Maxwell Hawkins, but that's for position there. And a great stop, and actually Josh Vedeker, the first of the pit stoppers, followed by Mark Mudgee and Maxwell Hawkins. So they're the top 3 at the moment that have completed their first pit stop.
Yep.
We know Glenn and Luke and Nick clearly miles out in front of everyone at the moment.
And have gone around for another lap, as we just see Crossline actually in 4th position, roll in really quickly here. Nice entry.
Yes, and like we mentioned earlier, Dave, it's really hard to get these cars stopped so quickly off that high speed. You come out of that final turn carrying so much speed, and to get it stopped so quickly to that 50 kilometre mark is pretty tricky.
It's pretty tricky. So we got Vedeker across the line. Mudgee, Maxwell.
There we go, the cars of Mudgee and Maxwell just jumping Crosby after his compulsory stop. So Jake McKellar rejoining too.
Oh, geez, that's a tight little pack there actually.
I'll just make mention there, Jake McKellar was actually up the back of Maxwell Hawkins earlier before those stops, and then as those pit stops have rolled out, Davo, he's got a car between them now.
He does. And Mudgee in a comfy spot with a healthy gap between them, so very nice little back end of the top 10 there. Geez, that's a tight little battle.
That'll carry on, and look, yeah. Unfortunate, you know, that there's this. What we can see is this racetrack is really spread out due to that incident at the start there. But
that's racing,
boy,
isn't it?
Oh boy, back in that pack by Mudgee, like you said, far out. It's on. So as we stand, Glenn Dewar in first, Luke Crompton in second, Nick Mickindo in third, Nick Davidson, a great showing there. He's carrying a force disc as he dives into the pits there. Josh Vediger, Mark Mudgway, Maxwell Hawkins, Steve Crossan and Jake McKellar rounding out the top 10.
And just in McKellar's car now as he chases down Crossland, helmet cab, down into T1, just gets a little bit of fresh air. Big, deep brakes. Couple of Lexus. There's not going to be too much going there, is there?
No, that's right. And you know, it is, Davo, a really technical track. This one, there's a lot of camber. It's not a lot of straights. It's a lot, you know, you're turning a lot. 14 turns we talked about over this short 1 minute 36 lap, 4.2 kilometre racetrack here at Zandvoort. And through this section, Davo, where you're really turning into a lot, you're carrying a right-hander, another right-hander, that front left tyre just super heats up, and if you don't get your pressures right, you know, you'll turn in and that tyre's gone past its threshold, you're going to have no tyre left at the end of like the fourth turn. So tough work for some of these guys.
I'm sure, and definitely like you just mentioned, if they don't have their tyre pressures, you know, and haven't done that testing on that pressure, yeah, they will suffer from it, won't they?
Absolutely. Now, in the back of those mines, some of these guys that are running hot in the championship, like Jake McKellar, he's back down here in 9th, and he's looking at his second place guy behind him, well up in front. So, big shift that will happen here in terms of the championship after race 1.
For sure, and look, this is all about the BOP, isn't it, JB, and you know what it brings to the series and shaking things up a hell of a lot, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, the BOP is not going to, you know, handicap the car that much, but
no.
it's just a little bit of something there, just to say, hey, you did really good. We'll just we'll let the other guys give you a bit of a chance. And look, we know though, after the result that Jake McKellar got last round, he drove with the maximum
with it, max
30 kilos of balance of performance, and still got a podium at the end of that enduro. So you know, it's not all bad. No, for sure. Some of these guys definitely rise to the challenge, don't they? Still, as we see Crossland and McKellar really go at it. The car of Aaron Enright just serving his compulsory pit stop. Davo there in the BMW number 96.
Yep. Jeez. On the jacks for a little while there.
It's a long stop. It's not what we would expect from a splash. So something's not right there.
Hey, look, he's gonna. Oh, that's long. It's getting it's getting more. It's painful to watch actually now.
It is. I'm just looking up the front again at the lap times. The last lap round from Glenn Dewar was a 1:36.2 plays. Luke Crompton's 1:36.4. So there's nothing in it in terms of their lap pace, but just edging towards Glenn's favour there a little. The gap 1.2 seconds. So you know that's still only a little bit of an error, and Luke will be right on him.
Okay, Dewar in.
Yes.
Luke stays out.
Crucial stops. He's hit that right down perfectly down into that under that 50k limit. That limit is on, banging away. He'll get that stop perfectly on the jacks, I would imagine. These are the stops we want to see just roll out perfectly and quickly. Looks quick to me. Where he joins, he's going to come out and clear air by the looks there.
Nice work,
Pete,
from Gleno there.
Pete still popping out there in fourth at the moment provisionally, but still hasn't completed his stop. So behind Glyn, the next of the stoppers, 7 seconds behind. A whopping gap, 7 seconds, Dave.
To Josh Vediger.
To Josh Vediger.
Yeah.
Wow.
How has they gained that much? That is awesome. That is just relentless hitting your marks.
Now we know these guys back in the back when we did a bit of an enduro driver swap series. Josh and Glyn actually paired together in this car that Glyn's driving, and they drove that to a comfortable win. So look,
quite possibly could be the same chassis number. You know that, don't you?
I would imagine there's.
As Crompton comes in.
Yes, some sheets of data there that have been passed across, but Josh really doing well in that Ferrari still. You know, albeit he's 7 seconds behind, he's still maintaining that position. For sure. Crompton looked like he might have come in a little deep there. He got a little bit of a nick on the wall. Ooh, time will tell. Did he pick up a bit of damage? Did he take it to the limit when he comes out, crosses that line? Will the timesheet show your drive-through? Did he get it stopped perfectly? Oh, it's long. It's long. He stalled it. It's too long. Yeah, he stalled it. Look at the gap. It's just diminished. Where is Nick Mickendoe going to come out in this? Glenn's already passed. He's got to stop go 30. Oh, no, you were right, Davo. You called it. He nicked the wall. He came in so hot. Yep. Oh, that's devastating for that sister car. We knew it carried so much space, but look at that. Look, this is what happens. We know these pit stops are hard, and the guys, you know, that get it right, they're the ones that benefit. And this is how far these guys are taking to the limit, and that's cruel. Mate, we know these guys are practiced. These guys are well practiced on this stuff. Luke will be kicking himself about that. Of course he will be. Oh, he's still in third position. He's got to do this drive through. It's a stop-go, 30 seconds. Oh, that's a lifetime. It is, and you know, with the transition of that pit lane as well, getting back down to the limit so you don't get a double stop-go. You know, I'm looking back through the field. This is going to put him back into around 14th position when he comes out after that. So, Mr. McIntyre. That's crucial. This is going to award Nick. Very clean entry there from Nick. Nick Mickendoe actually racing really well at the moment. Super consistent. We've seen in his lap times. You know, like the car just doesn't have the pace of the Bentley at the moment, does it? No, Gleno's coming around the final corner. Nick hadn't even pulled up yet, so the Bentley will easily go past. Easily, but super quick pit stop. Has he? He's plenty of clear air. That is for. I thought he might have jumped something there, but wow, no penalty and super quick pit stop from Nick Mickendoe. Awesome work. Yes, and we see the car there. Nick Mickendoe is serving his. Luke Crompton is serving his pit. Yep. Where this is going to feel like an eternity for him. It will. Pete Apsey, and they're just Nick all flying by, aren't they? Here they come again, the car 96. Oh no, they're all just flying by. He's just dropping down the tree. He's got nothing. Steve Crossland and Jake McKellar still at it. Yeah, a couple of really good Lexus battles going on here. Yeah, hard luck there, Luke. He's rejoined there with Ashley after all of that. Davo, Gunter Rowe, third in the championship at the moment. Really running a lonely race there back in back in 11th, but you know,
safe.
Look,
he's safe.
He's safe though. He's still banking points, and this is what you got to do. A championship's a long run.
long run. That's right. So yeah, just picking up on Crossland McKellar. Is it battle? Also, Pepsi and Davison still
locked horns, aren't they?
And they were just talking about Gunther now. Gunther's just sitting in behind these guys as we hear the pit window closes.
And as that closes, unfortunately, we're just seeing Mule pick up a stop go in the 54 Lexus back in 17th as well. So another one falling victim to the pit system there. Hard luck, Mule.
Yeah, definitely. Get a load of the Josh Rediger Mudgee battle going on, JB. You got to get onto this.
Oh, look, I'm already watching it, Davo. And what we're seeing is this is the battle for the back end of the podium. This is for third and fourth. And I can tell you, this Porsche of Mark Mudgee is going to have a go.
This could go either way here.
But Josh, a very respectful driver. Look at this, the Porsche up the inside. Josh getting the drive out of that.
Down to the chicane.
This is
super close.
And Josh still holding the inside line up to this tight corner here. But Mudgee making the pass down there, and that was a beautiful pass there.
Wow, let's watch that again.
And committed to that. 30 seconds, is that Davo?
Yes, let's watch that again.
So
very nice. Mudgee just got the Ferrari pushed a little bit wide. How close are these guys? No touching. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit of a bumpy bump there leading into the chicane, but the car of Mark Mudgee's Porsche just looking strong. Is that coming on?
It is
better
and
better at the back end. Let's just talk about the lap times at the end there. I know they're in the battle, but Mark Mudgee's fastest lap time being a 1:36.3. So against Nick Mickendoe in second place, a 1:36.3 also. So the Porsche and that BMW of Mickendoe's carrying the same lap speed at present.
Mickendoe up on his time at the moment of the current lap, and also Gleno in the Bentley was up on his current time in the lap. So these guys aren't holding back. Now we've got 2.5 minutes to go, JB. These guys are...
where's the time gone? I just noticed. Thanks for pointing that out.
They're still smashing best times, you know. So look at this. Steve Crossland, Jake McKellar, Pete Apsey, Nick Davison. Oh, where do you look? It's crazy. We were just looking at Josh Rediger and Mudgee.
We were, and as they've just come through, they've just had to battle a bit of lap traffic there, and
Mudgee's pulled the gap.
That was the car, the 107 car of Warren Powell. He's one of our new members here, and super respectful of Warren to just acknowledge like those blue flags and just let those guys pass quite easily without a problem. So
yep, that's it.
Yeah.
So winding down, 1.5 minutes to go. Gleno, first position in the Bentley, no one's come near it. Mickendoe in second, Mudgee in third, Josh Rediger fourth, Maxwell, 5th position. Steve Crossland still battling it out with Jake McKellar.
Look at that, these two with both BOPs there. Steve Crossland with the 30 kilos on him, and Jake McKellar with he would be carrying the 20 kilos. So
awesome stuff. Stoneley in 8th, 9th Pete Apps and Nick Davison in 10th, and it is on. Even back down the back, I think it's Brad Robinson. Brad Robinson and Ashley Rediger in the Porsche. still having a crack right to the end.
And that's unfortunate. You know, these guys are back there. We know they should be further up, but
oh, for sure.
Unfortunately, but you know, look, hey, they've still got a race, so
they do, and it's all. It's not all about the winning. It's about the racing. As we just click on Jake McKellar, looking out of the front, Jake McKellar's car.
Leader on the final lap, so this is the final run here to the checkers.
So yeah, we'll just actually follow Gleno. Oh, I think they close.
What's happened there?
We still got Jake McKellar.
Just noticing the car of Steve Wilton, the 74. The car of 74 has pulled right up and actually stopped off the racing line. Yeah. Not sure what's going on there. I'm guessing this car is out of fuel. And he is going to sacrifice positions and wait for the leader of Glen to come through and then cross the line.
Let's get back to business. We're going to pick up on Gleno here in the Bentley.
He's driven from flag to flag, hasn't he, Dave?
Absolutely, nice work.
He's had a 1:35.7 fastest lap. He has
super fast.
Not put a foot wrong here.
No.
He's
nailed the pit stops, and here
nailed
it is.
The pit stop.
Well runs across the line. And look at the gap behind him. We'll click back to McIndoe. Here we go. McIndoe's coming across the line. Nice work.
8.7 second behind. Good stuff, Nick.
Unbelievable. Here we go. Mudgee
and Josh, they had that great battle we saw in action. Mudgee pulling a 1.4 second gap to Josh there at the end. Maxwell Hawkins, great solid result for him. 50. He'll be fist bumping as he crosses that line. Crossley and Jake with the ballast, 6th and 7th. Craig Stonley
in the Merc, the only Merc in the
the only Merc. Go the Merc, says Davo. Yeah, I know you're a Merc fan.
Pete Apsey, and look at these two.
Marbles, look at that. That's what you got to do to get look for everything. Great run there. Nick's had a good run with
Gunther Rowe
inside that top 10.
Mike King in the first of the McLarens. Luke Crompton, tough gig
we
for
said
Lukey.
He'd go back around the 13th, 14th, and he has. That's painful. B-Dog
14. Vaughan Martin coming around in the second of the Porsches. Robbie Laycock in a McLaren. Warren Powell 17. Aaron Enright 18. Brad Robinson 19. Ashley Vediger 20, Steve Wilton 21, and Mule 22 as far as I got. And it looks like Kenny Simpson might have popped in amongst that field there in another Bentley. But there you go, everyone. Awesome stuff. JB, what a little cracking little start to the evening.
Yes, round 3, and doesn't it go quickly, Dave, with these sprint rounds?
It does.
Yeah, just as you're getting into it, it's all over. Battles throughout the field, hard stories for stop goes, and big pile-up that we saw at the unfortunate turn 1 incident. But they caught a few of the field there and really extended that gap to those leaders. But hey, I think it's going to be a different story for the next race. But look,
okay,
what do we do?
Who we got? We're gonna get someone down here.
We do, Davo. And we'll just grab our 3rd place hitter. Got Mark Mudgway. Mark Mudgway here in the Porsche coming home in 3rd, and he had a great battle with Josh Vediker at the end there, carrying a bit more pace. Congratulations on P3 there, Mudgee. You must be feeling ecstatic about that.
Yeah, it was a little bit unexpected, to be honest with you. Yeah, good race with Josh. Really enjoyed that. Good battle with Josh. You can always go side by side with that guy. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Yes, that's right. A very respectful driver, Josh. He's he's had a multiple amount of titles to his name, and we saw you guys going side by side through some of the most technical parts of the racetrack, and like you said, respectful driving there. And your car was coming on a lot better at the end there. How were your pressures, and how'd the car feel?
Pressures were really good. Yep, I spent the whole practice sorting out my pressures and getting them right. Car's good. It's good where I passed Josh is where the car's the strongest is in that tight section. It's got real good drive off the corners. That's where I got Josh. That's where I was comfortable on everyone, to be honest with you. Otherwise, it's pretty slow down the straight. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we noticed that the Porsche doesn't lacks a little bit of straight line speed, but Zandvoort's suiting these the car like the Porsche, like you just mentioned. So hey, look, unexpected result you might think, but hey, look, you got it done. There was
bad luck from Crompo. Just stop go.
Yes.
Yes.
That was handed to me on the plate. That one. It was hard luck Crompo.
Yeah, we did feel for Crompo there, but look, Margie, there's you can't. That's racing, and you got it right. He didn't, and you're the next guy to pick that podium up. So congratulations. That's going to do your championship a word of good. I think you got one up over Farmer there. Love to see you back here for the next race. So wishing you the best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
See you in half an hour.
Oh yeah, mate.
Go on.
User was moved out of your channel.
Oh, Davo. He said the car wasn't as strong as he thought, but it unexpected. And yeah, you're right. You made mention about Luke there, but you do have to be there.
You've got to be there. You've got to be there to pick up the pieces, and I think he did an awesome job. So
he did.
Yeah. And the car definitely came on strong towards the end of the stint, as you mentioned. So who we got next here, Joe?
Yeah, so our second place getter, Nick Mickindo, driving the BMW. Congratulations, Nick. You'll be wrapped with that P2.
Yeah, pretty stoked. Obviously, Luke dropped off in front of us. Don't know what happened there, but yeah, shit. Those Bentleys are quick, mate.
Yes, those Bentleys are quick, Nick. Yeah, it was unfortunate, Nick. What happened to Luke, he got a stop-go, so he just cooked it a little bit going into his pit stop there and tumbled down the order. Yeah, 1:36.375 was your best lap time, identical to Mark Mudgway's time, 1:36.375. You guys traded exactly the same lap pace, so it was a good battle between yourself and him. But though you're right, the Bentleys, league of their own. How was your car through that stint?
It was good until about probably 3/4 of the way through, and then she just turned into a dog.
So when you say a dog, what do you mean?
Oversteer, understeer, every steer. Yeah, just not nice.
Yep. Well, I'm sure you'll roll that back into the garage and throw every spanner you've got in it, knowing you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, you got up here on the podium. You picked up the pieces where other guys fell short, so that's going to do your championship a world of good. Jakey finishing behind you, so that's a net gain there in the championship. So congratulations on P2.
Yeah, cheers, bro.
Nice work, Nick.
All right. See you on the next one.
We hope so.
Me too.
Awesome. Talk soon.
See ya.
Yeah.
User was moved out of your channel.
Right, Davo, here's your wingman.
Top of the list.
Yeah, he's no stranger to this box here. Congratulations.
Definitely not.
Congratulations on P1, Glenn. You drove it from pole to checkers.
Yeah, cheers,
how was your race? Talk us through it.
Yeah, no, it was good, man. No, it was really, really good. I mean, really engineered car by Luke Compton probably put us in a good spot for tonight. The car's really, really good. Actually feels like it's it's been a while since I've been in here, let alone on the top step, guys. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. Actually, feels like a little while. So yeah, it's definitely good to get the monkey off the back 3 rounds in and
Yeah, well, that's right.
finally make a podium.
You're just gonna win more shit.
Yeah. So, but no, look, all in all, it's still pretty. You know, like the intensity's pretty high because the pace is so hot. You know, I went out there with my teammate there at the start of that one, and Rick, I didn't quite see what the lap times were, but I saw the purple bloody box swapping from him to me and back to him, and yeah.
Well, what we can tell you is your teammate actually pipped you on your fastest lap there. You were very, very close. I think you're 1:35.775, and Crompo was a 1:35.730. So there was
not much in it, mate.
There was not much in it, unless there was a last splash at the end where you might have pipped him. Unfortunate for Luke. We saw him come hot into the pits there and get a stop go, which tumbled him down the order.
He's actually got a snaggy button on as well, and he actually got the limiter on, and then he disengaged it. So he was actually all good, and then he disengaged it accidentally. It was like a double tap. So unfortunately, it's pinged him, and
Dave rolls his eyes.
Yeah.
Well, Davo picked up on the Bentley of Crompo, wagging its tail, and maybe can make a bit of contact with the pit entry wall
I
there.
could see something was going on.
He wasn't very, very hot. So
but that would explain it. Obviously.
He'll bounce back this one, mate. He will bounce back. He'll
because I know you guys have been practicing and well learning on this stuff. So
so
we were surprised.
Yeah, so was I, mate. There was a bit of radio coaching going on there a little bit. But he's a class act. He'll bounce back.
Yeah,
great racing throughout the field.
Definitely.
All the other boys.
Nice.
Look, you dominated. It was a big gap between everyone after an early lap one.
Straight up.
Really split the field a lot. And good big guys big names getting caught out there and going backwards. So unfortunate for them, but hey, look, congratulations. You took the top step, Glenn. Fastest cars out on track by a mile. We would expect to see you back here based on that performance. So
definitely.
Wish you the best of luck for your next race. We won't hold you anymore.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks, JB. Nothing's guaranteed, but you know we'll give it our best shot, mate. This next one.
We know, mate. So we look forward to talking to you soon.
Appreciate it, boys. We'll see.
Okay, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Leno.
User was moved out
So
of your
Glenn
channel.
Dewar, nice hit to the podium, and nice, good little points to grab for his championship. And just watch that car next race, JB, I reckon.
Absolutely, Davo. These pit stops do throw things up. This is only round 3. We've got a long way to go to the end of this championship, and anything can and will happen here at Asrnz. You viewers, thank you for tuning in for this first round here at Zandvoort.
Yes.
The boys will go through a quick break.
Yes, as we will as well. We will catch up soon. Intermission. Talk soon. G'day and welcome again to the official coverage of round 3 at Zandvoort, Asrnz GT3 series. This is season 1. It's only round 3, I can't believe it. It seems like there's a whole bunch of racing already been done. We are going into Quali 2 for race 2. Just waiting for my co-commentator to come back, but here we are back at Zand, just trying to get a little bit of a grip as these boys start to roll out for qualifying. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We're just focusing on Maxwell Hawkins coming out in the BMW. I think a few of the boys are already out. Actually, there's a whole bunch of the boys already out.
Dave, and this is what they got to do in quali, don't they? They got to find some space.
They do.
You know, it's only a short track too, tight track. We know that there's not much room to go side by side.
Yes.
Pretty tricky to pass. So let alone finding that space for qualifying's tough too. But
the track seems longer than it actually is when you drive it. And,
it does, yes.
And as much as you'd think when you watch these guys drive around, it would be that hard to find some space. But believe me, it is, particularly on something as technical, I suppose you'd say, as this track, JB. So, who do we have out? Sure, all the top would be out and amongst it already. Luke Crompton looking to make amends for...
Yeah,
that was painful. Painful to watch.
And look, we heard Glenn, his teammate, make mention that they are running very quick, more similar setups that seem to be working for both of them. We know that their times were dead identical.
Yes.
They pulled a massive gap. They've got everything over the field, to be honest.
Yes.
But look, you picked up on the car coming into the pits, getting it pretty hot. Glenn mentioned the guy might have had, Luke might have a bit of a sticky button or something, and these are the little gremlins that all these guys have to face. And look, as he's actually, I'm seeing Luke catching a car here on his quali lap.
And that, just
and
that
it's
alone.
The car of Gunter Rowe, and like, we know,
he's notorious.
if he's on his hot lap, no one's going to step aside, are they, if you're on your hot quali lap too? And this is all about timing, Davo. We talked about this, finding space.
Finding the space as we go inside Luke Crompton's
and I can't help but think that
Gunther
this
could
is
quite
holding him up.
Gunther could quite possibly be on his hot lap as well.
And this is what I'm saying, like, the speed of this Bentley is just so much quicker, and they're both trying to get their lap times in the house. This is going to affect Crompo. He's going to, like a 1:36.4, this is nowhere near his race pace. He's going to go backwards here.
And they were both on a hot lap there, so there you go. So Crompton clearly affected.
Ashley Vedica
was in that mix as well, but on a 37.2. But look, there you go. The hazards immediately show their head in qualifying. We've got to get
and this is the thing, Davo. We've got 1:48 of quali left to run. There's no reason you can't still leave the pits now and get around to start your lap and be in clear air. So
and make it happen.
So, albeit 6 minutes is quite short, it's just how these guys manage their track space, and
for sure,
no fault of anyone's really, but it's tricky, isn't it?
It is tricky. It makes it very difficult for us to watch, actually. I wish they just go out in an orderly fashion, JB. Look, this would be my idea.
It does, but as it stands, we've got Jake now going to the top on P1 on a 1:36.3. Luke Crompton, Max Hawkins, Ashley Vedder, Enright, Brad Robinson, Nick Davidson, Brendan Roll, Gunter Rowe, and Craig Stoney rounding at the top 10. But big hitters to still come through. Glenn going straight to the top.
Glenn going straight to the top again, and only with a 36.0. Mudgy just on his outlap. Wilton on his
I want to keep
outlap.
my eye on Wilton this lap round. We know he kept it to the end.
McIndoe, and we've got and I think we got, I've got another one down here. Kenny Simpson is already in the pits.
So we only have 4 cars out on track at the moment.
Yes.
The car of 74, Steve Wilden, 21, Mark Mudway in the Porsche, Nick McIndoe in the BMW, in the number 7 car. Who was that of Pete? Absolutely like staying out to the end. And these, I believe, are smart things to do. Like, this is where, like, they look, all 22 guys on track. There's 4 out there still doing their lap, and they're all in fresh air.
So, Absy, we're in the final turn. In the Lexus. What's this? 22nd of 7th. Who we got
Great
next?
time from Pete. Yes, see, he's yielded a great.
Oh, McIndoe goes to second.
Front row.
McIndoe goes to second.
And that's only 1.65 off Glyn's time there. So, like, that's a net gain there.
Mudgy
in lap speed.
Next
I
car.
would expect these 2 cars to get amongst this absolutely in the top 10.
Mudgy, third.
136.2, 1/10 off the pace. Here comes Farmer. He's rounded the final turn. He's coming up, approaching the start finish. Has he got his delta in line? It's looking a little bit down.
7th. Nice
7th
work
place,
from Wilton.
Yeah, I saw the car a little bit sideways throughout parts of that lap, Davo. But look, he's inside the 10, so...
So although the times weren't as quick as in the Q1, look at how that has mixed that field up, JB. That's awesome. Very close, and apart from Gleno being up the pointy end again, it's definitely mixed that field up.
That gap is closed, though. It's not as big as what it was in the last qualifying. Look, we would expect that car to run away again. But, look, who did we see on the podium last round? It's a spitting image. 1, 2, 3. As they've rolled out from the last race.
Well,
so
no surprise there, is it, really?
Yep. Looking at Jake, actually, he's done well there in the Lexus to put himself into P4, actually, with that ballast. Crosby. Where is Crosby? Really, just Crosby not getting a time in, so that's unfortunate for Steve Crosland there. For whatever reason, he may have picked up a cut through his lap, but that's put him well down the order, Davo.
Yeah, that's interesting to see Crossland in that position. Normally he would, even with a bad lap, he would still complete it unless something has gone terribly wrong. So
yeah, that's right. And a better showing there I see for Aaron Enright also in the 96. He's put himself just outside the top 10. Brad Robertson actually showing really good pace. He's very consistent actually, and where he is tracking in his championship. Standout new guy. Go Brad in the McLaren. He's driving well.
Sure,
you know, look,
sure.
he's moved up from his best result was an 11th. Last round at Nürburgring, so he made amends for his shitter that he had in round 1. However, that's a great position for Brad to start in. Nick Davidson actually too in the Lexus, he's doing well, solidly sitting in just around that 10. He'll be happy with that. He's always, you know, having a good race, and that's what here at Asrnz, no matter what pace you have, you end up in a battle, don't you, Dave?
Oh, for sure. Especially around here, because the battles go all the way to the end of the field.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't take a breath or anything, because it'll be on all the way to the end of the race. Let's get this thing started. We've got about a minute or so wait time on.
The crowds are back, the sun is shining, the masks are off, Davo. It's 23 degrees here. The track temperature is 31 degrees. Beautiful blue, clear, sunny skies. Zandvoort, we know it's a goat track. We can't go 2x2 into one. We've seen it end in disaster. 30 minutes just goes so quickly. The pit stops have already tripped up some of these guys. Look, have they got their precious right this time? What will be going through their minds?
Oh, mate, look, we got the next 50 seconds. What is going through their minds? They would be double checking their tyres, double checking this setup, double checking pressures, double checking everything. Surely, is that what you guys do? It's just like
You do, and they'll be down to the last sets of tyres too. And look, hey, all the manufacturers, they're up in their corporate tents, they're all looking down, they're all, they're looking at their lineup and they're going, there's a Bentley on P1, there's a BMW on P2, there's a Porsche on P3, there's a Lexus, a Toyota on P4, there's a Ferrari on 5. All the manufacturers are there. They're representing, and if you thought that...
Yeah, who's on my tyre?
So this is great stuff. A lot of these new guys that have signed up here, and they're completing some of these rounds. Look, they're learning every race.
Oh,
and it's hard.
Yeah. Oh, look. For the uninitiated, this is top-end league racing at its best. So, as we just see the boys roll away.
I might make mention, Dave, to like you say, as they roll away, a lot of these guys, albeit with sim racers, they're all carrying different types of gear. Some guys are using high-def single screen. Some guys are using triple screens. Some guys are using virtual reality, VR. And so how these guys all approach their field of view of what they're looking in terms of immersion is so different.
And not only
right down to the brake pedals.
The brake pedals, the steering wheels, whether they're using, direct drive or the old G27, mate. Who just is all sorts of levels. And you do still see guys running low-end gear, running
at the top.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Look, and I know Steve Crossland is a classic example of a guy that he's still running some Logitech gear.
Yep.
He might even still be sitting at an office chair.
Yep.
We know Josh has sat at an office chair before with blocks behind it.
To stop it rolling back when you hit the brakes.
To stop it rolling back. But these guys are like serious racers that can do 1 hour, 2 hour enduros without making mistakes. So. Doesn't matter what you got, it's how you use it.
Absolutely right, and it just shows you how committed some of these guys are. As we see them start to get towards the back of the circuit. Gleno, first position, race 1. He got taken away from him, or he took it away from himself. In the Enduro last week, a little bit of a faux pas in the pit stops, really put him back. He made amends already in race 1. Got McIndoe in second. Margie up in third. Quali. That was awesome work.
Wasn't it just? That was a great showing.
Yeah, Jake McKellen 4th. Josh Vettigren 5th. Seen this picture. We have seen this picture the whole last race. Steve Wilton 7th, Maxwell Hawkins, Ashley Vettigan, Pete Apsey. These guys are coming up on the start-finish straight. We are in the heli. Let's watch this. This is race 2.
Side by side as they line up, Davo. They were looking for a cleaner start and a better result at turn 1.
Everybody have the eyes on round 3, race 2. Asrnz 2022 GT3s.
Great start by Mark Mudray there. Oh no, we've seen huge contact straight away.
Oh, Luke Copton, Maxwell Hawkins there coming together. A little bit of a touch up there also. Field a little bit with one of the might have been the Merca Stonley just getting a little bit of a nick on someone, but everyone regathering quite neatly. Tough gig, Zandvoort, JB. No, this play is tough to get started in.
That's right, and it's not ideal to see these cars, you know, like getting caught up in incidents straight away, but
it's not.
Sometimes it's unavoidable, and like you might have to look back on things and reflect on how it all happened.
Well,
but we're seeing cars getting tangled.
Well, let's go and have another look at that.
What just happened?
So that's a Stonley. I think it is Gunther Row, maybe. I'm not sure. It's one of the Lexi. We're just going back for a quick replay on this one, particularly. It's up in a helicam. Let's look at it from above. Stonley down the inside, just gets a little tidy.
Yeah, a bit of a touch up.
A bit of a biff and a bit of a buzz. And then, oh!
It just keeps going on, doesn't it, between the two of those cars. So, unfortunately, I think they've only hurt themselves there.
Little untidy.
See that car of Craig Stonley's Mercedes retire back to the pits with some either terminal damage
with
or
some
whatever.
Major damage, yes, without a doubt.
But what we do know is that Glyn has pulled away to a 1.6 second gap over Mark Mudgeway, but
yes,
Nick McIndoe hot on his heels. These two guys were trading lap times earlier in the race, Davo. They were equal in race pace. In fact, they traded the identical lap time, a 1:36.375. So there's going to be no surprise that these guys are going to go right to the end.
For sure.
I can't help but think Glyn is just going to put his head down and go for this one.
Oh, no doubt. If you get to take a breath there, JB, just get your peepers on 16th to about 10th at the moment, because...
Yes, we're right on the car of Luke Crompton's Bentley, which we know is quick. Unfortunately been caught up, but he's going to carve back through this field. He's right up on the back of the Lexus of Steve Crossan in 15th.
Get up to Ashley Vediger, even like further up through that field we go. It's like it's tight.
Look at it, Davo. Again, Nick Davidson in a battle.
With Brad Robinson, yeah, Nick Davidson just squeezed him out there. We get back Kenny Simpson's car, who has Steve Crossland, mind you, all over the back of him. Who is that? But that's Luke Crompton behind Crossland. So that's a battle at Royale going on behind Kenny at the moment.
That's right. And look, we would expect that Luke's going to start carving back through this field. He's going to have to do it the hard way, unfortunately. He's going to make sure he's not going to make a shocker out of his pit stop this time. But look, he's got to do it hard this time. And
he's got some work in front of him. He's the first cab off the rack there, the Lexus of Steve Crossland. So.
100%. And I've just got to point out, David, this is the importance of qualifying. We know this car is quick. It should be a front row car. He got caught up in qualifying with Gunter, and look, this is only they're both allowed to race for their qualifying lap being one lap.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, this is actually put him back, and he lost crucial lap time there. And Crosland, he's making his own mistake there.
I missed that. We'll get that back on the replay, I think.
Yep.
Just moved up to the McIndoe battle a little ahead.
Which is heating up.
We just pick up on this Crossland thing.
So they're in a train of cars here, Davo.
Yeah, very, and they're vulnerable, aren't they? When they get this close, they become vulnerable.
They are, and what happens is it looks like Crosby's just grabbed a lot of rear brake there.
He did. Didn't want to get up and really commit to the move on Kenny there. So yeah, unfortunate there, but
no contact made, but just positions lost.
Yeah, so. Definitely. So the Nick McIndoe back. So this little train is really, look at these guys. We've got Mudgy, Nick McIndoe and Josh Vediger.
Oh, that's just going to be one to watch all the way to the end, because we know these guys can all race hard and race fair, and to see Josh behind behind you on any racetrack on any given day, you're going to be sweating. So these guys are going to sweat to the end.
Pretty well ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? That one. That
This will be a great one. Just seen the early stoppers there. After we made mention of Crosby and that making their own mistakes. Crompo going and they're all serving their pit stops early.
Yep.
That pit window is open, so they're getting out of that train that we were talking about earlier. Last lap round, the best lap of the race, 1:35.7 to Glenn Dewar, 1:36.5 to Mark Mudray, 1:36.7. Nick McIndoe go back down the tree. You can see that Porsche there of Ashley Vediger.
Yes, just picked
right there on the back of.
Yep.
Who was it? His good mate Pete.
Pete Apsey.
Look, different cars, same wheels.
Yep. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Look, these two, they're good mates and they race hard, and there's nothing better than having a rivalry with your mate and a bit of a cold beer later on and a debrief and saying,
for sure.
I got you.
So yeah, nice tidy stuff from those two, and very close, mind you, as we just pick up on, I think it's Aaron Enright with Nick Davison climbing all over the back of that car of Nick's into one of the fastest bit of tracks you'll ever see, down through that little zigzag and over the crest into, I think that's turn 7 there. It is amazing.
It's an amazing corner, so easy to lose it there, Dave. It's super high commitment, super fast, and actually the section they're going down there where they had to brake and get into that's really tricky stuff.
It is. It doesn't look much on screen, but to drive it in anger is you've got to be committed. So Jake McKellar, Steve Wilton right behind him. Wilton's
Palmer making good ground here. We saw him get tangled up in that first lap stuff in race 1, but he's sitting in P6.
P6 started
now,
in 7th.
Behind our championship leader, and actually applying the blowtorch. I can see that pressure on there, and I'd expect probably a position change here, to be honest. We know Jake is carrying a bit of BOP, but those leaders in front, they're not actually that far behind, and I'd almost go to say that Mark Mudgway is, he's in his own race with these boys, and they're going to only be holding each other up, aren't they? Which is going to play into the hands of Jake and Steve Wilton there.
Oh, without a doubt. As the camera guys just pick up on the in-car of Ash Vediger on the back of Apsey there. This is actually quite close battle here, and the cars not far behind these guys, all very tight. So this is the pretty well the back of the top 10. These guys aren't mucking around.
Hey Davo, why don't we take a minute here and turn up your volume, listeners, and watch Ashley at work behind Pete here in this golf-inspired Porsche. Look at that, Davo. Then Mark Madre talked about the power of the Porsche out of that corner, didn't he? And we saw Josh and Margie go side by side there. And look at that, Pete.
And look at this.
Really making a mistake. And
perfect.
And perfect timing there as we capture them, come on board there with Ashley as he makes that move on Pete.
Nicely.
Excellent piece of driving. And we could see the Porsche squirming a bit. But,
we could, but you could also see Ashley's pushing, and it is nicely hooked up, and he's obviously clearly been sizing him up for the last few laps, and yeah, nicely done from Ashley there. So good work, right. Fantastic watch, and the sound, unbelievable.
Isn't it
from
great,
the
Davo?
We'll get back into this. Nick Davison, who has, I think, Aaron Enright in front, Davison, Brad Robinson behind.
And aren't they close? Look at Brad, how close he is to the back of Nick. And when we see the cars as close, you know, it says that the other car has a better pace, doesn't it? And we only need to look at the times there. And Brad Robinson's time of 1:37.1 plays Davidson's time of 1:37.2. They're near identical times, but Brad does have better pace. In fact, over the last lap, he was 4/10 quicker. So no surprises he's on the back there. But look, that could spice up.
That could definitely spice up. We might just pop down through the field. We'll start at the Craig, Brennan Rolfe in 20th currently.
Yeah, I like that car, and
Maxwell Hawkins.
Probably because the old Asrnz is the only Lone Ranger.
Only one. Maxwell Hawkins back down in 19th. Warren Powell in our team. Vaughan in 7th. Mike King 16th. Kenny Simpson, as we watched earlier, in 15th, got swamped by the board. Mule in 14th. Luke Crompton back in 13th. I so feel for Luke. A super fast car. Had a tough night. Bobby Laycock in 12th. Josh Fediger back in 11th.
First of the pit stoppers.
First of the pit stoppers.
And then clear air too.
Luke Compton also one of the first of the pit stoppers. So still need to watch that space there a little bit. But from there up, the top 10, none have pit. Brad Robinson, Nick David, Aaron Enright, Peter Apsey, Ashley Reddick, Steve Will, Jake McKellar, Nick McIndoe, Mudgee, and Gleno.
I just can't believe the pace of the Bentley up the front compared to like the back end
rest.
of the top, the back end of the top 10. I mean, I look back to 8th place of Enright, you know, with his best time of a 1:37.5. Plays, you know, the best time of the leader, a 1:35.7. That's nearly like 2 seconds a lap, mate.
Yeah.
So
it's a big chunk of time, isn't it?
It's a huge amount of time, and I just if I dived, you know, down into the technical bits and pieces here,
go on.
Dave,
into the cogs.
yeah. What I can tell you is, like, you know, through the final sector, he's a good 3/10 quicker. We go through the middle sector, he's making nearly a second in the middle sector. So it's a huge amount of time, and I don't know if this is a difference between the marks and the drivers, but wow. It shows on track.
Yeah.
Mark Madre holding out a solid second here, and like he
Jake McKellar's dropped way back. I don't know what happened there. I just picked up on their car, noticed that they have separated somewhat.
They have, and I tell you what, who's behind Jake? Steve Wilton.
Well,
in fourth place, and he's heading towards the back end of a podium here. And I've got to say that he's looking racy.
He is looking racy. If he can keep that head together.
Yeah, and look, I know Jake's a smart racer as they come through lap traffic here right now. what's happening here is Jake won't do anything silly too, because he'll know his pace is where his pace is, and he will just have to race his own race here. And look, if Steve starts supplying the blowtorch, oh no, as
Wilton in.
Wilton in. He's
nice tidy entry actually.
Absolutely.
Right down to the wire though.
Where I'm going with this, Davo,
yes.
is that you don't need to engage with something. You don't need to. I mean, Jake's leading the championship. He doesn't need to engage with the, he doesn't need to podium here. A fourth place or a fifth place is still,
fine. Yeah,
it's still fine. Right. When you tangle up with other cars, that's it starts to get messy, and you can actually go backwards faster than
pretty bloody
go
quickly.
Forward. So yeah, but look,
Wilton just ducking in behind McKellar, Nick McIndoe actually, should I say? Wow.
After that pit stop.
Yes.
Yeah. So look, we know Nick was P2, wasn't he?
Wow.
At that time, so
yeah.
So Farmer's made really good
He's
ground
got a
there.
big gain there, hasn't he?
And what we're seeing is two BMWs running line astern here. So
if he can keep that gap closed, anything that comes out of the pit's not going to get in between it anyway.
Yeah, that's right. So this is going to come down to Glenn's pit stop, really, how these guys play out. Because what I think we're going to see here as it rolls out is...
so just snip back to the Davison, Robinson, Enright thing going on.
Isn't it bunched up, Davo?
Oh, mate, did it ever separate? These guys
well, I think throughout this whole championship so far, we need to just follow Nick Davidson, because he's always in a battle.
He's right in amongst it, isn't he? So yeah, top work from these guys, and you know how? Oh, look at this!
And look at this, they're both in. And this is hard stuff when you follow another car into the pits.
Oh, nice tidy entries by both. Who are we looking at? Who do we got to look at here? Who do we need to be looking at?
Oh, we've got the car of who's that? Enright going in, and the car of Nick Davidson going into. Great stop from Nick. He's just stalled it on the jacks there. He picked up. Yeah, it's just he dropped off the jacks here a little bit. I saw Nick Davidson not quite get the start. The ignition and everything, and look at the gain there that was made.
Massive.
And look, Davo, we've talked about these pit stops and how crucial they are.
Yeah.
And you could just see that on screen there. And look, I really don't want to bring this up, but we've got a drive through for Nick Davidson after all that.
Oh no! Unlucky for Nick there. Wow.
It's not a stop-go, because we know those stop-go theories are super hard, but a drive-through, you take it over a stop-go.
It's like doing 30 minutes.
It is a hard lap for Nick. I really feel for you, buddy, because you're in a competitive spot right there, and I know you'll be kicking yourself.
So only a few guys still haven't pitted. We have Brendan Rolfe. Who's that? Max Hawkins. We have Bob Laycock. Where is Bobby Laycock on my little map here? There he is. And the top three, which is Apsey, Robertson, and Gleno. So Apsey's in. Oh, what's this? See where he comes out now. So there's Crompo passed already.
And the boys just rolling by there, and they're gonna jostle there. He's gonna come out and clear air quite easily there. And we've got to think, before he was in a battle there with
Davison.
Absolutely in a good battle with his old mate Ashley there for a while when we were chasing, and I've got to say, where's Ashley? He's way up the road.
Oh, of course he is. He did that beautiful pass move on him. So yeah, nice. We'll just pick back up on. So Wilton holding 6th position. So as he stands at the moment, he's only moved up 1 position in his start position. So nice work.
Yeah, as we see those pit stops unfold.
Paul Gleno in the pits. He's not going to have any competition coming out of here.
No, but it all does come down to the pits, and we never know what's going to happen as they roll out, if they sped into pit lane or not. But are we going to see any drive-throughs or stop-goes pop up on our data? No, we don't. He clears
nicely.
Easily into turn 1 there. Mark Mudgeway holding out second there, coming up to lap traffic there of
Brad
the
Robinson
car of 164 of car of 164.
So we only got a couple of guys to go in yet. So, and I think they're in now. Bobby Laycock's in. Warren Powell's in.
Actually, Maxwell Hawkins, actually, he's nearly a lap down, and Maxwell will be getting some blue flags here, as we see them being waved.
We do see them waved.
He will have to do the right thing and step aside as he does, and lets that Porsche carry on. And
yep.
Albeit Mudgy probably won't catch that Bentley at the moment.
No.
His eyes will be on Josh, who's behind him. And he's cleared Maxwell Hawkins, and here we go. I got you.
Max just moved over.
Yeah, but please hold up, Max. Please hold up, Josh. But Max has done the right thing and let him pass too. So, as a race driver, those are the little things that you do think about to make a gain, because they are all seconds on track, aren't they?
Now, just look at that picture. Just behind that is Nick McIndoe and Steve Broughton. That's a close pack of cars. So it wouldn't take much of a mistake for that whole situation to change.
That's a better showing for Wilton there after his race 1, actually going up well inside the top 10. Jake McKellar actually inside that 10 as well. So,
absolutely,
albeit it's not a podium, he'll still bank that as a nice result. Look, he is losing championship points right now to Nick, but he does have a healthy lead, and you got to take.
It's all points, isn't it?
It's all points, isn't it? Ashley in 7th. He'll be happy with this drive right now.
Oh, for sure. I've just got to take a moment. Look, I just haven't had a chance to thank sponsors ABC Tech for all our servers and getting our whole Asrnz thing out to the world. We thank ABC Tech as always. Zero Vision for all our technical support where required, and obviously SJS, major and committed sponsor really to anything or everything that's ASR lately. So thank you all those guys. As we wind down, look, it's only 5.5 minutes to go. JB, where does this time go, my friend? It's just, these races go so bloody quick.
Don't they just, Davo? You think you're on top of it all with all your stats and looking at everything. But what I do know is Luke Crompton is all over the back of that Golf Porsche of Ashley Vedica. That's heating up. No surprises that Bentley is quick, and Crompo making amends for...
He's going to get that. He's going to get this. Watch this.
Yeah. So this will be done down into turn 1. The pit window closes as we watch this passing window. Ashley's not going to get involved with that. But, hard, fair racer, Ashley. He knows how the score is.
Well, and how quick that car is at the moment too. The Porsche really doesn't have anything.
Oh, just see a car of that back there. The 308 of Mike King actually just in the fence in the McLaren. Something's happened.
Let's have a quick look at that in the replay. See if we can pick something up.
Something happened there. He's got himself unstuck. He was actually carrying, a lap down, but he's still carrying a good solid 15th place.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's out of that little bus stop there at the back section of the circuit. Popped it into the wall with a little bit of inside tyre on the lets a few of the cars go by, and then...
And that's very respectful, because what he's done is, made sure he's not made any contact with any of the cars, and unfortunately made more damage probably to his own car.
Yeah.
But like, these are the little mistakes that do creep in, and
of course,
unfortunate there, Mike. But hey, look, you'll learn from that, and it's still great to have you here. You are ahead of 18th place with Maxwell Hawkins. So 137.4, great lap time.
Yes.
Carry on, Ed. Turn up. Back to the front. Glenn Dewar in the lead. Best time 1:35.7. The only car in the 1:35s
and
again.
well into the
last lap of 1:36 flat. So plays second place guy Mark Budgeway 1:37 flat. So our leader per lap is going 1 second a lap quicker. So that lap is just extending.
Yeah.
We can see it on track.
Mudgy, now we only have about 3 minutes to go, but Josh Vediger, that Ferrari is looking quick.
Yes, we saw the Porsche come on at the back end, didn't we?
Look at the last laps of Mudgy.
Yes.
And Vediger. They're identical.
They are, Davo. They are identical. And is this a bit of a reverse of what we saw last time? Do we see Josh pile the pressure on Mudgy?
Yeah.
Mudgy buckle.
Yeah. But it's role reversal.
with 2 minutes to go, and the gap where
probably
it is,
probably not.
I think it's going to be status quo. We've seen Nick Mickendo biding his time in behind here.
Yeah. Waiting to scoop up the crumbs.
Yeah.
Steve Wilton, and awesome work. Steve's now in 5th position.
Yeah, so he's moving up, isn't he? And that's a great result. As we go back down, Jake McKellar.
Luke Crompton, it's super tough night overall for Luke. Carries Ash Vediger, mate. He's been in the walls a little bit too. I think he got tangled up in that race 1 incident, and has sort of really made amends tonight, getting that car up in the top 10. Brad Robinson 9, Aaron Enright 10. So Pete Apsey 11, Kenny Simpson, Mule, Nick David, Vaughan, Bobby Lake, Mike King, Maxwell Hawk, and Brendan Rolfe.
As the time counts down, Davo, I'd like to remind the viewers what you're seeing on screen. You might.
Yes. What was that? So as we follow, I think you've lost your mic, JB. As we follow Gleno, we only have 55 seconds to go. He's going to run for at least this lap and the next lap.
That's right, Davo. It's coming down to the wire. Just for the viewers, if you're watching the screens, the white boxes are your pro drivers, the grey boxes are your pro-am drivers, and your red boxes are your am drivers. So we see the different classes here. Vaughan Martin in 15th, the leader of your am class, over Bobby Laycock and Mike King fighting back in 17th. So those are your am class drivers in podium position there. In Pro-Am class, we've got Mark Mudgeway, Steve Wilton, and Ashley Vediger. And your Pro class, we have Glenn, Josh, and Nick Mickendo. Your top 3. So there we go. Just to clarify a few of those things, the race is coming down to the end, isn't it?
Yes, final lap. As we just pick up on the in-car, actually, from Nick Mickendo up behind Josh Vediger. Look.
Isn't this tightening up this bunch here?
Look at the in-car from Nick here. How flowy is this track? Amazing stuff. This is what these guys have to deal with for the last hour pretty well over the 2 races. So very, very nice stuff. And not a lot of room to move, like we keep saying. Not a lot of place to pass. Got to look for the mistake or get the run. Very tidy stuff. We'll just drop up and have a look
Our leader's going to come around the final turn here as he enters the straight there. He's going to flash his lights as he comes over the checkers there, and that's a well-deserved 2 from 2.
Absolutely. Good on you, Gleno. One
and
for the
this bunch here, look at the second, third, fourth as we cross the line.
Look at it.
This, 3 different cars. Mate, that is a fantastic race. Farmer bringing it home there.
In fifth position.
Not far behind. That's a better result for him.
Yeah,
as we
awesome
see
work.
Jake McKellar with and Crompo. We know that Bentley had pace. Ashley Vettiger, he'll be happy to be inside
nice
that
work
10.
from Ash.
Brad Robinson, we know, like, he has solidly stayed inside this top 10. And, like, that is an outstanding result for Brad.
Mate,
he'll be happy with that. 96 of...
It's a tough gig.
96 of Aaron Enright. He'll be happy with that. He's had a lot of issues going forward. This is hard luck
for sure.
Going back. Aaron's a lap down. Epsy, and Kenny. There they go.
Mule coming onto the final straight here. Kenny in the. I think he missed race 1, but back for race 2. Gets it into 12. Mule in 13. Davison coming across the line for the checkers. Vaughan Martin, one of the other Porsches.
Yeah, here we go. First place for the AM driver, Vaughan Martin. Welcome to Asrnz. There
awesome
you go.
Work, Vaughan.
Well, congratulations, Vaughan.
Bobby Laycock.
You've done well on that Porsche there.
Ripping
Bobby
out
Laycock.
Out of the final turn for the check. 16th. Mike King. Maxwell Hawker. Brendan Rolfe. And I think the last 3, apart from Warren, may have disconnected. So there we go. Wow. I thought the first race was good, but that just ramped up even more.
That's right, Davo. Look, there was no doubt about it. There was a fair few incidents involved there, but the racing was just as fierce. The pit stops were better.
Well, they were better, a little bit less unpredictable, I think. So,
but what we do see is a bunch of white labels next to those pro drivers. No, you know, this is why these guys carry that pro status.
Yep.
They're right up there.
Yep.
So Mark Budgeway, you know, the best of the rest up there in P2.
Sure.
Steve Wilton and Ashley Vettiger, the top 3 in the Pro Am class.
Awesome.
Your first place getter in the Am class, Vaughan Martin, Bobby Laycock, and then Mike King. So congratulations to you guys. Well done for finishing your sprint race here. Whoo, Davo.
Woo. Let's get some of the boys down and have a chat.
Well, look, what we do know is that it was a race to the flag at the end, wasn't it?
Mate, for 3.
For 3 of them, yeah. They almost crossed line of stern, but like no.
For second and third.
That's right. But there was no surprises. I mean, this guy he's always been there or thereabouts, and he's got a lot of stats to his name. But he had to work for that one. He was amongst the thick of it. Josh, congratulations on P3 and your Ferrari, the number 99. How was that?
I've had easier weekends. Thursday night. No, I never really got the Ferrari in the zone this week. I was so slow through the last sector, which is only 4 corners long, and one of them's flat out, so I'm not sure what was going on there. I just think the BOP really, it does its job well, shall we say, out of the slow stuff.
On the Ferrari, at least, anyway.
Well, that's right. Yeah. You were carrying 20 kilos, 25 kilos?
One of those 2, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, like, it doesn't affect the overall handling of the car. It just feels a little bit sort of slower. So no, it was good. It was great to have a bit of battle with Mudge and Nick, especially in the last race. We were all very close. It was really good.
Very close. It was awesome to watch.
Well, I can tell you, you're only a 10th, like, between the 3 of you. So, so your best lap times, you're all within like 1/10. So, so yeah, like you mentioned, Josh, like that BOP is working well. We can. It's great to see, to be honest, all these different manufacturers actually being close together too.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you see the strengths and weaknesses on track?
Well, the Porsche was really good out of the slow stuff, as it is known to be, with the engine over the back, good traction. And the BMW was I felt like I was strong around through sector 2, and the sector times sort of reflected that during practice throughout the week with the high aero for the Ferrari. But yeah, like overall, GT3 racing is good for it. Balances out at the end of the lap.
It does. It does, and it showed on track. Like pretty well. We were just watching that last.
We were glued to it, Josh.
Mate, the last 10 minutes was hectic. We just weren't sure where to watch, but we always came back to you three guys. So, yeah, very nice stuff to watch. And we can analyse it as much as we like, but it all goes down to next week's race. Josh, you will be here for next week.
I wouldn't miss it for the World Bathurst.
Awesome.
Oh, yes. And
that's what we want to hear.
One of the great tracks. We're going to an Enduro, that's right, at Bathurst. So we, look forward to watching that. We know you've always gone well there, Josh. So wishing you the best of luck there. It's great to see you on the podium again. Glad the storms that are coming through haven't affected you.
Yeah, no, we've been relatively lucky in Toowoomba. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic out there at the moment. Keep your head above water, and we'll talk to you next week, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Well done for tonight.
Congratulations, Josh.
Cheers, guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
Josh Rediger, third position, and after a hectic battle, like seriously, JB. Who have we got next?
Mark Mudway, and he was surprised. He was surprised about the first one to get into the box, but I mean, like, hey, he's done it again.
He's done it again.
He's walked up onto the podium. He's going to spray champagne again. Talk us through that race, Mudgy.
Oh, pretty good, eh? Yeah, no, it was pretty happy. Made the move on Nick. Knew I had to make the move on Nick on that first lap. Well, I didn't get
had a nice one at that.
Yeah, I had to get past him because he would have just walked away. So I got past him and then sort of held him up until we pitted. He went into the pit and then, yeah, it was a good race with both Nick and Josh again.
Yeah, well, we saw that go right to the end there. The three of you were definitely like all carrying the same pace. You didn't have the pace in the Bentley, but what it did was it gave you got a lot of airtime there. We loved watching it. You hit your pits pretty good too.
Yeah, I really suffered in the last stint. I got bad cramp in my braking in my shin on my brake, so I was sort of bouncing my leg. I was going down the straight, trying to shake it off the cramp.
Oh, nothing worse.
It just throws you off your game.
It done that.
You just lose all concentration. And that's when Nick and Josh both reined up on me on that towards the end there.
Oh, good recovery there.
Yeah, and that's right, Davo. We forgot to mention about stuff like that. We talked about plenty of the other stuff that the guys have got to deal with that's going on, and we forgot about the fatigue, didn't we? And it's really interesting you pointed that out.
Some races are absolutely toned athletes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've got hand cramp. I've been flicking the paddle too much.
Look, we're going to be going to Bathurst. I'm going to go to Bathurst next round with some BOP on the back of the Porsche. So
it might be a good thing.
Nah, mate. Nah.
When you talk about that long straight, I hear what you're saying. So
yeah, she's already slow. So I'll be pulling all the wing off it. That's for sure.
For sure.
Well, hey, look, you podiumed twice this weekend. You said it was a surprise the first round, and you've gone one better. So, look, far out. You got to walk. You got to walk away from this round pretty happy.
Yeah, nice points game, man.
Yeah, nice points game. That's happy with it. So yeah, it was
awesome.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go and talk to that guy in the Bentley that was in another league.
Yes.
So we'll drag you up. Good news for you is he will have 30 kilos on his car So he will be going slower at Bathurst too.
Yeah, good job. Get him. All right, thanks, boys.
There's
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Yeah, I know. We knew this guy had pace from the set go. He put it on pole race one. He won race one. He put it on pole again. He had the speed. The Bentley was literally untouchable all round. Congratulations, Glenn. You dominated this round here at Zandvoort.
Yeah, you got to take them when they're on offer, right? You know, you guys know the drill, mate. You know, when the night presents itself, you got to capitalise. And I think tonight was clearly a Bentley night, so yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah.
Well, we just had a chat to the guy that got second, and he said, look, the Porsche's not very good in second in a straight line speed, and we're going to Bathurst next, and that's going to hurt him with BOP. But you do have the maximum BOP going to Bathurst, so yeah, it comes with its. It does.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and we'll take it, mate. You know, like we discussed it earlier in the week with the sister car, and sort of said, you know, like, you know, if you do a double here, it's effectively it's a win in an enduro. You know, it's the same points if you do a twofer. So, you know, to go out and do this tonight probably mitigates maybe what pain might take next week at Bathurst. Yep. So you got to, like I said, you got to take them on the offer rather than sitting there going, shit, do we drive it to fourth overall and turn up to Bathurst with no weight, and then, you know, well, I don't know, mate, but you know, like tactically, there's always options. You know, you don't just have to drive fast, you can drive smart. So but look, like I said, the idea was to grab what was on offer and see if we could do a twofer. Would have been nice to have the sister car on my bloody on my 6 o'clock, but it's all good. It's all good. He bounced back really well in the second one, and yeah, Bathurst will be a new challenge. We'll just take it week by week, man. See what happens. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Yep, and it was one of those ones where you know, like Luke did a great job. Setting it up. I thought I had something. Yeah, it was pretty close. But turns out he did a great job, and the car was just that little bit faster. But I dodged a bullet in second quality, I think, guys, because I had a big glitch coming through the bowl. Oh, okay. Almost like when somebody joins the server, and I thought, oh no, she's all she wrote, and I thought a 6 flat wouldn't be enough. I thought it would definitely have to be a 5.7 or 5.8 to get the job done. So just managed to hold off.
Well, that's right. We did pick up on that, Mark. Marjorie made an outstanding qualifying time, and he was a lot closer. We knew that you should have been a lot quicker, as Luke Crompton. We did point out that in quali, track position, and picking your gaps and your times is so important. We saw that, how he got caught up with another car there, but like that's no fault of anyone's. It's just how the game goes, and that's how it is. But yeah, well, you know, you had a perfect weekend, mate. Congratulations on your P1. Going to be different story going to Bathurst. The cars are going to be weighted differently, and certain cars will have different behaviours there. So look, we are wishing you the best of luck. You're going to make good gains in your championship there. We see you back there, but the back end of the top 10. So you will move forward definitely from those results.
Sounds like JB's been crunching the numbers.
He's always put the abacus out, but no, hey, look, we'll take that. That was one for the comms, and there was a little bit of maybe a bit of my old history coming out with my old mate JB there with the 888 McDonald Racing, and bloody hit some good numbers tonight. You know, like I think we were pretty disciplined in the pit stops, and
yeah, well, you didn't need to do too much special. Your car was on point. You led the race from from flag to checkers. So congratulations again. Go enjoy the beers from the fridge there.
Oh,
I'm
going to, mate. I'm going to park
they're
up,
there.
watch the stream.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I might do the same.
Work, boys.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, see you, Glenn.
Debrief
See you
tomorrow. Have a couple of coldies, boys.
Definitely.
All right, congratulations.
And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, boys.
Okay.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well,
Well,
there
Davo.
you go. Mate.
Bathurst next round. It's an enduro too, so
Yes.
we can see the guys are already talking about it. We knew it was coming at some stage.
Yep.
That's going to be a big one. Whew.
Yes, it is going to be a big one. Look, thanks for everyone for joining us on Twitch tonight. I hope the stream's gone smoothly. Look, every now and then we have the odd mic, issue. Nothing like last week, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And look, join us next week. It's going to be Bathurst, JB. Everyone's got to join in. So
That's right.
We'll leave it there, and we'll see you all again next week. Thanks.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, JB.